Miriam and Jorge, and they are U.S., well, they're from the U.S., but they just moved to Spain. So learn how we met and hear about their Camino. Here they are. We actually met last year, and we were in an online class together with James Blick, and we were the first group to go through James's class called Moving to Spain, I think it was called, right? And since then, guess what? We've all moved to Spain. So when they told me they were coming to Santiago, of course, we wanted to get together and get to meet each other in person. So tell everyone where you were from originally and how long you've been living in Spain.
I'm originally from Ireland, and I moved to the US about 33 years ago. And we retired in June and moved to Valencia in August. So we're really newbies here in Spain.
Welcome to Spain.
And I'm from New York, and I lived there all my life, New York City. And we've married 20 plus years ago, and the Camino has called us.
Yes.
Yes. So now when I first met you, of course, we found out we were all pilgrims, and you had already walked the Portuguese route from Lisbon all the way to Santiago. So that's a huge walk.
Yes.
And then since then, I think you've done another one. And then this time you just finished which one? Tell everyone.
We just finished the Invierno.
The Invierno.
The winter way. Ponferrada.
You started in Ponferrada. So I'm just wondering if you guys could give everyone an update, because this is a very popular route, especially in the winter. It's why it's called that. So if anyone was planning on taking a Camino, why would you suggest that they do this route right now?
I think because the weather hasn't changed dramatically, even though it's rain, it's not what maybe someone might consider like heavy rain. It's just drizzling. You're not on asphalt, a lot you're on natural terrain. The challenge is the hills.
The hills.
The hills.
And the early stages.
There are long stages, sometimes with no services in between. However, I would recommend it was spectacular. It was very difficult, but I would not recommend it as your first Camino.
Okay, so let's back up. A couple of things I want to mention. So yesterday when three of us were chatting, you mentioned that we kind of feel like this route might be the preferred route that pilgrims would take because it's south of Otebrero, which would get snow in the winter. So not quite as much weather on this particular route. But you did say just something now about that it's not probably the first route for a first-time pilgrim. Why would you say that?
Well, for me, I think it was the most challenging physically of the five that we've done.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of very steep inclines, and then there was one day we actually declined for 7+ kilometers.
Whoa.
So we're coming down off a mountain for 7 kilometers.
For 7 kilometers. Okay, that does.
So poles, I know there are many pilgrims that like to walk without poles. Maybe they feel like they don't want to carry the extra weight. I think for your footing, and especially this time now where we're getting more rain and the leaves are on the ground, and we forget that, yes, Spain does have the 4 seasons. And
yes.
Oh wow, the leaves are changing, they're falling. And say, yes, for that extra security, we found that we needed that. There were some stages within the stages that were so mentally, you had to be alert.
Yeah.
You could not say, I'm going to walk for 5 kilometers and be reflective. You have to pay attention to what you're doing.
Right.
And that's the advantage of us doing it two people at once, where we know where the arrows are. She could find out. So in that respect, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because leaves can be very slippery when it's on a wet surface. So great tip on that. So make sure you take your poles, folks.
Yes.
Shoe-wise, Miriam had some nice all-purpose Merrells. I tried it with some New Balance trail kind of sneakers, and they were great for 3 days until it really started to rain. And within that 2.5 day, the shoes started getting a little extra wet, and I had to change to some other shoes.
Okay.
So I had the luxury of carrying an extra pair of sneakers with me.
Okay.
But overall, I think if it's summer or spring, you can get away with doing it with your trail shoes. Yeah. But this time around, you would say,
right.
Yeah.
And
it's been raining a lot.
One other tip, and it's the first time we bought and wore gaiters over our shoes, because for me, I tend to walk and I pick up every pebble that's on the road and goes inside my shoe. So not only did I not get any pebbles, my socks were not dirty at the end of the evening, at the end of the day, because the gaiter is protecting. So I would highly recommend gaiters for any weather.
Yeah.
And are they short gaiters, just ones that kind of go above your ankle?
I had the short gaiters.
Okay.
And she had some mid-sized ones.
Mine went like under my shoe.
Okay.
And then attached to the lace, and they came up above my ankle. But I would highly recommend gaiters.
I think there's some out there called lazy girls or something like that.
Okay.
That almost like a slip over. And they really cover your whole shoe.
Yes.
And so I think there's just much more good equipment out there available than ever before.
Okay.
So I would think Miriam is correct.
think gaiters are
really a must. If you're in dusty days where you don't want that dust or pebbles to get in the grit.
Okay. You know? Now, you started in Pomferrada. Was there a village or particular landmark location that really stood out to you? They're like, hey guys, don't miss this if you walk this route.
Las Medulas or the...
Yes, Las Medulas.
Las Medulas.
It's the first day. It's a long day.
How many kilometers?
27-ish. Yeah.
Ooh, if you wanted to divide it, could you? Are there places to stop, or it's just a long day?
That's a long day.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's relatively flat until you get to Las Medulas. And there are some alternate ways, but go ahead. Tell me about the
But the Las Medulas are these mountains that the Romans wanted mined for gold.
Oh,
and so they drilled holes in the mountains and poured water in so that the mountains grow. And they're just wonderful golden color. And I would like one day to go back and take a tour of, you can actually go inside the mountain,
yes.
I guess, you know, and see them closer up. But we were just too tired, and they were 5 kilometers away from where we were staying.
Okay. Yeah, after that long day,
there was no energy.
No
to go back.
sightseeing.
So that was love. That was beautiful. Yeah. That was beautiful. Yeah.
So, here's a question. What makes you guys keep coming back? You're veterans. You've done several routes. What is it about the Camino? Because now you live in Spain, right? And so what keeps you walking?
I think from friends that we've spoken about the Camino, they are enthralled. It's fascinating that we do it. And it's always challenging to explain to them that you always have to, something you have to experience in certain ways because they're different facets. Our first Camino we did from San Andres, we met no pilgrims. Our second big Camino from Lisbon, Lisboa, we met no one, but then we met people, and then we have a pilgrim family. And so they're different in different ways. So I think you need to experience this. You arrive to Santiago de Compostela, and all of a sudden you feel a certain spirit about this special place. So I think experiencing is the only way I could explain it. It's like me trying to explain how does a mango taste. It's just like you gotta taste it.
I love that. Yeah. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
Now, how do you love living in Spain?
Love living in Spain. Love living in Spain. My dream is to live in Galicia, and hopefully, if that's meant to happen, it will happen.
Oh, I hope so. I want you guys to be closer. That would be fantastic.
But Valencia is a lovely city. It's very flat. Maybe not the best for training for a Camino because it's flat, but it's lovely. The climate is very nice. And there's a nice other members that took the master class with us that are also there. There's like 6 or 7 other people that are in there.
The paellas are nice, but here in Santiago, the Albarino and the Cordero white wine is fantastic, and the tapas are fantastic here. We're not getting that full tapas. There are tapas places, we're not getting that in Valencia as much as we would like.
Yeah, we may have enjoyed a little bit too much of that wine yesterday, but that's another whole video.
Un poquito.
Okay, so hey, you guys, is there another route in you? Will you be walking another route? What's on your bucket list when it comes to Camino?
Well, so when we shipped our mochilas. When our mochilas arrived to Valencia, we wrote the names of 10 Caminos on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Put them in a bowl, and that's how the Invierno came out.
No, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Oh, that's
so
great.
When we go back, we're just going to pull another one.
Oh, I love this. Okay, well, we want to know what the next one's going to be. Thank you for coming to Good Morning Santiago and telling us a little bit about your Camino. I can't wait to come visit you guys in Valencia. Of course, I hope that you end up here. That would be great. And everyone, I will post links to James's class in case you want to take the master moving to Spain class. Obviously, it worked for all of us because now we're living here. So thank you. Buen Camino. Welcome to Santiago. And we hope to see you back here after your next Camino.
Yes.
Buenos dias, Santiago.
Buenos dias. Thank you.